Folks, this is Overtime. I'm going into a new segment that I think I'll start doing every Monday because for 3 years, I did my very best. Let me take it off the screen. That's my logo, the political did. For 3 years, I did my very best to ignore The Walking Dead. I did all that I could to never watch a single episode because I knew, if you look at my library of movies, I have every George Romero Walking Dead, not Walking Dead, but Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, every version of his movie I have in there. And every stupid offshoot comedy version. I am a zombie apocalypse junkie. So for 3 years, I did my best not to watch The Walking Dead. And it wasn't until we moved to Boston and we were in a hotel getting ready for my wife's interview, the marathon was on, and I accidentally watched like 3 minutes of the prison scene where Lori died. And 3 minutes, I was hooked forever. So I thought about starting a different channel talking about the political dead, because one of the reasons you like The Walking Dead, because I know you do, and I do, it's because of not just the zombies. The zombies are like background noise, right? They're just kind of there for just for effect and continued tension. The real reason you like The Walking Dead is because of all of the political philosophy that is inside of The Walking Dead. And so the new series, and I don't have time to go into all of it because I have like a backlog from season 1 of The Walking Dead to season 6 that I need to do, of all of the international relation themes, all of the political analysis that actually is relevant to our world today. The Walking Dead is relevant because of the undertones, because of the narrative of society and how do we sustain society, and what happens when key institutions break down in society, what happens when the government falls apart, and then what happens when not only the government falls apart but our humanity falls apart, and then what happens not only when humanity falls apart but the very simple institution of trust. You know, the fact that we would go to a barber shop and sit in the chair and allow the barber to use a razor to cut us. In a world where humanity has broken down, that level of trust is just not possible. And all of those themes, all of those narratives are discussed in The Walking Dead. But I want to talk about the Fear the Walking Dead, the new series that just came out, and the season finale was last night. And I want to talk about it because I think it was a great insight into the various parts of breakdown in society. And I want to start the entire conversation by asking you a question that would help you understand why it's relevant. And here's a fair warning, spoiler warning. If you have not seen it and you plan on seeing it, cut off now. That you're gone. Everyone who's here obviously wants to talk about it. Good. A couple people left. I want to ask you this question. In a world where your security has to be provided by a military state, do you think Americans would take their chances? And let me take this off the screen so you can see how demonstrative I'm being. Do you think America would take their chances with the military state or the zombies? Because that is the entire crux of this first season of Fear the Walking Dead, where it was security was being brought by the military, but the military state is by nature dictatorial, right? It's by nature, it's going to infringe on your civil liberties. You have no civil liberties. You have to do what the military says do when they say do it. But it provides a sense of security, not even a sense, it provides a legitimate amount of security in a world that is chaotic. Now, mind you, it would not be chaotic because of zombies, right? But this is where it's completely relevant, because imagine the breakdown of society in Syria, right? They could have security on the backs of a military state. Maybe Syria is not the best example, but definitely Iraq, right? Iraq would be a good example of an area that could benefit from the security that a military state provides. But inside of the American shores and borders, would we tolerate the dictatorial nature of a military state in exchange for the protection that it provides us from the world of chaos? That's what I see. Unfortunately, that's what I see when I watch The Walking Dead, and when I watch Fear the Walking Dead. And I want to show you one guy in particular, Daniel Salazar from The Walking Dead. This guy personifies the tension between realism and idealism. And I should write a thesis on this, right? He personifies it because he does what is necessary. He's willing to torture people. He's willing to kill people. He's willing to leave people behind. He's willing to do whatever is necessary to protect his family and his people. And last night, and this is, I gave you a warning, last night on Fear the Walking Dead, he released thousands upon thousands of walkers so that he could use them to fight back against the military state, so that he could free his family and their friends. When I saw it, it was a kick-ass scene. It was I mean, he's walking like the coolest mother you ever seen in your life, just walking. And he said, you know what? You better save your ammo. And behind him is a herd of walkers. And he brought all of them to destroy the military state so that he could free his family. My question to you is, do you think that his idealism and his commitment to his family ultimately led to the final destruction of the institution of government? Because the zombies came in, the walkers came in and destroyed the military base. Sure, they saved their family, but the security that they had is completely gone. And now they have to go into a world where there is no security provided by the military. There's no security provided by the government. Because of their idealism, they destroy the government. I could go on and on and on and help you to understand how that intersects with libertarianism and how that intersects with the far left, who wants to, you know, in a lot of ways, are people on the far left who thinks that the government is so damned that it should cave and it should collapse. Well, what are you going to do after it's gone? Idealism can get you in trouble just as much as realism can get you in trouble. So that's The Political Dead. I will try to do about 5 minutes of that on Mondays after every show, because there is always some type of politically philosophical analysis that can take place with that wonderful show.